Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to break down India's massive strategy for tackling climate change, a huge roadmap for how the most populous country on Earth is taking on this challenge.
I mean, think about it. How do you even begin to create one single game plan for a country with over 1.4 billion people? Well, India's answer is this really comprehensive framework, designed to steer the whole country toward a sustainable future, trying to balance that crucial economic growth with environmental responsibility.
Okay, so let's get right into it. The official name is the National Action Plan on Climate Change, or NAPCC for short. And you got to understand, this isn't just some single policy. It's a massive, overarching strategy that weaves together a ton of different national goals into one big vision for a greener India. But before we get to the nitty-gritty, you first have to understand the foundation, right? The core ideas that are driving every single part of this ambitious plan. So the whole thing is really built on these core pillars. It's a holistic approach, It goes way beyond just cutting emissions. It's about adapting to climate impacts we can't avoid, protecting our vital resources like water and forests, and really pushing the innovation we need for a sustainable future.
And here's what's really interesting. This is not just some top-down government plan. For this to actually work, it has to be a team effort. It's designed to bring everyone to the table, private companies, nonprofits, local communities, to drive change from the ground up.
All right, so that's the why. Now let's get into the how. The very heart of the NAPCC is what they call the 8 national missions. Each one is designed to tackle a specific piece of the climate puzzle. These 8 missions are the real strategic pillars of the plan. They're what allow for a multi-front attack on the climate crisis, breaking a massive problem down into manageable chunks.
So, for example, take the National Solar Mission. This is a total game changer. The goal is to tap into India's incredible solar potential and make solar power a real mainstream energy source, one that can actually compete with fossil fuels on price. And then you've got something totally different, a mission focused on our cities. With India's urban population just exploding, this is absolutely crucial. We're talking about everything from energy-efficient buildings to smarter public transport, all to make our cities greener and better places to live. Now this number, 20%, is a really big deal. It's the target for the National Water Mission, which is aiming for a 20% increase in water use efficiency. In a nation where water scarcity is a huge and growing concern, hitting this goal is vital for everything from climate resilience to our food security. So here you can see the whole shebang, all 8 missions together. And the scope is just massive, right? It covers everything from the Himalayan mountains to our farmlands. It really shows you how comprehensive this plan is, recognizing that climate change touches literally every part of society.
So, a great plan on paper is one thing, but how do you actually make it happen? How does something this big translate from a document into reality across all of India's diverse states?
Well, the secret sauce here is really about going local. The big national plan gets adapted and tailored into what are called state action plans, or SAPCs. This lets each state tackle its own unique climate challenges and opportunities head-on.
And of course, you can't do any of this without money. That's where the National Adaptation Fund for Climate Change comes in. It provides the actual funding for on-the-ground projects that help communities and industries adapt to the new realities of a changing climate.
And you can already see some tangible results. This chart is a great example. It shows the progress India made on a key emissions target even before 2020, proving that the country was already on a solid path to separating its economic growth from its emissions.
Look, India's National Action Plan on Climate Change is one of the most comprehensive plans out there. Its success isn't just going to shape the future for 1.4 billion people, it's going to have a massive impact on the global fight against climate change. So the real question isn't just whether these missions can all work together, it's whether the world can afford for them to fail.